Going to recommend to you a very nice book by William Boericke. This is a different book from the Materia Medica, which is widely used and commonly used by homeopaths all across. But this is a book by B. Jain, which is a very precious book, and it needs to be read because it will give a completely different aspect of what William Boericke is beyond the Materia Medica. The name of the book is a compend of the principles of homeopathy as taught by Hahnemann and verified by a century of clinical application by William Boericke. I will just read a quote, a beautiful quote by William Boericke about acute diseases developing during the treatment of chronic disease. He writes, during the treatment of a chronic disease, do not interfere too readily with the acute sufferings that may arise during the treatment. Often such acute symptoms are really a part of the curative action, and hence it would be unwise to interfere with their development. Now, this is a very significant statement made by William Boericke, where he advises us that acute diseases developing during the treatment of chronic diseases are a welcome sign, a part of the curative action, and should not be interfered and readily treated easily with acute remedies. This is something that we need to learn, and we need to restrain ourselves from prescribing acute remedies during these acute conditions. Just allow these conditions to come up and go because they are a part of the curative process. What we do in our clinic is also the same. We usually don't interfere with acute remedies in a chronic case when acute conditions develop, and if at all we feel that the body, the organism, or the patient is not getting cured or cured from within on his own, that is when we intervene with a constitutional dose rather than an acute remedy, because many times we have seen that acute remedies spoil the chronic treatment and we go back in the wrong direction. So just try this. If you at all you have to intervene in an acute disease during the course of chronic treatment, try giving the constitutional dose rather than an acute remedy, and you will find much better and faster and permanent results. Thank you. Also the logic behind not treating acute diseases with acute remedies is because, as Hahnemann has mentioned, acute diseases are nothing but transient explosion of the latent sora, and so it is a part of sora. If the case is coming back to latent sora or sora, then it should be allowed to come and go, and if at all needed, treated with the same constitutional remedy.